Yeah, Alan is on the go, which is wonderful, isn't it? Huh. I'm doing all right, Tina. I think next week is going to be tough because next week is Bonnie's birthday, and and next Wednesday night I'll be here. It would have been our 20th anniversary, so I think next week's going to be a little tough for me. So, okie dokie, we are going to start with story time, and we're going to start with this. Lewis Wildlife. And those of you who are on Chatters, a lot of folks post stuff from Lewis Wildlife. So I saw the book. I said, you know what? Let me buy it. So this is more like it's like a photo book, but that's okay. Yeah. So Lewis Wildlife, Lewis and the Animals of the Wetlands. I appreciate that, Cat B. Meowdy, everybody. My name is Lewis. I am a Maine Coon cat. Animals across the world suffer from climate change and environmental pollution. Together with the animals of our wetlands, I follow a plan to clean our river and improve the water quality. When I was a kitten, I lived in a small apartment. One day, I couldn't stand it anymore and left. After a long walk, I found a riverbank outside the city. Once fisher families lived there in wooden cabins. Nowadays, people from the city visit them over weekends and summers. This book is based on a true story. Whoop. There we go, that's better. I'm going to show you the picture of the kitty. The first time I entered the garden of my new family, I was sure I had arrived in paradise. There was a beautiful log cabin, a hammock, an apple tree, a cherry tree, and a big walnut tree. A lot of animals gathered in the garden to eat nuts or fruits. Foxes, hedgehogs, raccoons, and a lot of birds, even kingfishers showed up. The little log cabin was located right on the river. It had a kayak to use for rides along river arms and lakes, or to visit family and friends. I decided to live there from then on. Yep, and so here's the picture of the lake. And there's Lewis on the dock. I joined my Meow Me daily on kayak adventures trips down the river to photograph wild animals and to collect plastic waste. My job is to sit on the top of the kayak to search for waste in the water and navigate my Meow Me to catch it. I got better and better at riding on the kayak each day. I only fell in the water twice in the beginning, but now, not anymore. I also learned to swim. I can even cross the whole river swimming. I think we've all seen pictures very similar to that for Lewis Wildlife. I slowly became friends with many animals of the wetlands, especially a fox family. Thank you, Jesse. Go birds! The mother fox said that the water quality in the river, the mother fox said that the water quality in the river and lakes is bad in summertime, and a lot of plastic waste is floating around. Louis, do you think we and maybe other animals can help you clean up the river? Oh, yes, I said. That would be awesome. I will ask Raka, the raccoon, right away. She must be sitting in the cherry tree, as always. So there's the fox, and there's Louis. Hey, Raka. I know raccoons are very good swimmers. Do you want to join us on an adventure in the kayak and collect plastic waste from the river? Raka spat a cherry stone on my head and shouted, "Oh, cool! Count me in, buddy. I love adventures, and doing a good deed every day is my philosophy of life." The foxes yelled, "Let's go! We always dreamed of going by boat with you, Louis. We're also good jumpers, too, so it will be no problem to jump in and out of the boat. And you will show us how to sit there, right?" "Yes, of course I will show you," I said, and jumped to the riverbank. "Everyone, follow me!" I meowed loudly to motivate the animals to hop in the kayak with me. There's Raka the raccoon, and there's Lois, and there's all the cherries. The foxes followed as I jumped with the elegance of a Maine Coon cat into the boat. The kayak shook a lot at first, but I finally managed to balance it. Silly, clumsy fox cubs. You still have a lot to learn. Let's paddle down the river to visit Bobby the Beaver in his beaver lodge. I saw a lot of plastic waste piling up there. Maybe we can help each other. Fox, Foxy, and Raka paddled joyfully down the river to find the beaver's lodge. I, King Louis, enjoyed watching them from the back seat of the kayak. So there they are in the kayak. Bobby the Beaver was surprised to see all of us coming by boat and was curious to hear what we had to tell him. As expected, the beaver's lodge was full of plastic waste. Plastic bottles, rubber gloves, even masks piled up. "Do you want to help us collect plastic waste from the river, Bobby? Could you make some more small beaver lodges so that we can better pick up the plastic when it washes up?" I asked him. "Nothing easier than that," the beaver said. "When do you want me to start?" "As soon as possible," the foxes shouted at once and grabbed some plastic bottles.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We want a full report.
Yeah, you're doing good so far. The 2 hours I was with them.
Bobby, Fox, Foxy, Raka, and I started building a second beaver's lodge. We used sticks, turf divots, and everything else that we could find. With Bobby, the best dam builder in town. Wait a minute, that doesn't sound right, does it? No, I was just kidding. The best dam builder in town on our team. We easily finished a new beaver's lodge. Will our plan be successful and a lot of plastic waste washes up? Early in the next morning, the foxes, Raka, and I paddled down the river to see if there was plastic waste washed up at our dam. Bobby awaited us already and was excited to tell us that a lot of plastic waste is drifted around the second Beaver's Lodge. We could easily collect all of the waste at once now to bring it all to the recycling company. We started collecting all of the waste when suddenly Rocca found a drift bottle in the water with a message inside. She opened the bottle subtly with her paws and mouth. Oh my goodness! There was a treasure map in the bottle. Oh, hi, Popcorn. Just ignore me now, I see. Rocca and I stared at the treasure map. Look at this, Rocca. There is a map of our wetlands, and that red line will show us the way to find a treasure. Let's paddle down the river and see if we can find something. Thank you, Blue Heron. Yes, it is a relaxing night. Let's ask the foxes to join us because they can smell 400 times better than humans. After 1 hour of paddling and searching on the wetlands, we finally found something amazing. We found a treasure chest full of jewelry and gold coins. Watch this, the fox said. Such an amazing find. Engaging for the environment and helping others will always be rewarded by the universe. The animals decided that I and Foxy have to take care of the treasure chest. Thank you, Tina. Now it was the time to celebrate that we cleaned up the whole river and we found the treasure. The foxes and I decided to hold a big party in our backyard. We invited the raccoon, the hedgehog, the swans, and the beavers. The beavers came with their drums and played loud music. I danced with Rocca around the fire together with Foxy and the swans. The hedgehog enjoyed a snake snack at our buffet. Wow. I would never get that right. After all, everyone was tired from dancing and laughing. Hello, Canvey. The full moon shed beautiful light over the wetlands. I went indoors to sleep in bed with my family. Rocca climbed on the old willow tree. The foxes crawled deep under the earth into their cozy fox den. And the swans slept peacefully on the meadows next to the buffaloes. We all dreamed about the new adventures to come. Meowdy and good night, everybody. See you soon in my next story. Hello. All right, so we got some abouts at the end. About Lewis Wildlife. Lewis is a Maine Coon cat. He lives with his family, foxes, raccoons, and many other animals in a log cabin at the river Havel in Germany. His social media account, at Lewis Wildlife, has more than 300,000 followers from all over the world. With the help of his human team, Lewis is not only a campaigner for the environment and for climate change awareness, but also a philosopher. So let me show you Lewis. I think we all know what Lewis looks like. Hello, Santa. About the author, Undine Fromming. is an environmental anthropologist. She lives with Louis and her family in a log cabin at the River Havel in Germany. Together with her identical twin sister Freya, who has her own film production company and who lives next door in a wooden cabin, she takes care of Louis and his social media accounts. So that are the humans. Thank you, Santa. So that is Louis Wildlife. So the next book has a little story to it first before I talk about it. This book was written by Teresa Duval. All right. Teresa Duval happens to be married to the present lead singer of Alice in Chains. So Alice in Chains, I think most people know who they are. Well, and I'm talking about not the one who passed away. The present lead singer, his wife wrote this children's book. So I thought this was a cute book. I saw that he posted something on his Facebook page, so I decided to buy it. So this is called Always There. That's okay, Norma. Do you miss your mother? Asked the old cardinal. Yes, every winter, spring, summer, and fall. But let me tell you something very special. She is with me through it all. There we go. She lives in me. I feel her all around. In every day I experience, and in every single sound. I see her in the sunshine. She brightens up my day. I see her in the children when they laugh and play. I see her in the park where I ride my bike. I see her smiling in the wind when I fly my kite. I see her in the flowers, in the grass, and in the trees. She still to this very day sings lullabies to me. I see her in the good times, the sunshine, and the rain. I see her love for me in every single way. I see her in every rainbow. I see her in every star. Even when I miss her, I know that she's never far. I see her in my thoughts, in my memories, and my dreams. She wants me to know that she is very proud of me. She dances as I grow, watching over my every turn. She loves me more than anything, just like I love her. Always peace, always care, always love, always there. Always There is a tale of a baby cardinal who has lost his mother, but finds peace, happiness, and love through all of the beautiful parts of life that remind him of her. He is never alone. So that's Always There. And like I said, the lady who wrote this, her husband is the lead singer for Alice in Chains. All right. I finally got the two books I couldn't find from Janelle Cannon. Janelle Cannon is the one who wrote Stella Luna and wrote Verdi, you know. So these are a couple of the other books. This is called Trupp and Little Yao. So I'm going to read Trupp first. Now I had to get a used book because I don't know if they make this book anymore. It's really hard to. You know, this is called Trupp, a Fuzzhead Tale. It all started when Trupp began to wonder how big the world was. Gazing out over the red cliffs of his home, Trupp tried and tried to imagine what might be beyond. His head hurt from thinking so hard. Finally, he decided to see for himself. Yeah, Cat B, that definitely hit home. Thought of my wife, thought of my grandmother, thought of my wife's mother, thought of my father. Trupp marched to the family cave, where he found Eep, Ert, Rao, Trow, and Mao. Little Yao slipped in just in time to hear Trupp announce, "I want to go past the red cliffs." The old ones looked at one another. Then Trow told Trupp, "You have learned to survive on your own, but you know little about humans. Most people who see us fear us." Ert explained, "If you wear clothes, however, they will not see who you are. They won't even notice you. Their pets may recognize you anyway," warned Mao. "You must be very careful." Hi, Canby. Little Yao waved as the old ones watched Trupp eagerly set off. Oh, interesting, because the other book is Little Yao. This is Trupp, so I guess Little Yao has his own book. Little Yao waved as the old ones watched Trupp eagerly set off on a trail that led away from the family cave. He scrambled up the red rock cliffs and teetered along the narrow canyon ledge. His strong claws kept him from falling. When the land became flatter and greener, Trupp found cool, grassy places to rest at night. He was enchanted by the cricket sounds in the moonlight. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear about that, Cat B. That is never, ever an easy thing. And, you know, it doesn't really, well, I'm not going to mention that, but I just noticed that grief is never a destination. It is always a perpetual journey. Some days it could be a hard journey, and some days it can be not as hard. One day Trupp came upon a path that was unnaturally straight. It led past people dwellings far in the distance. "Uh-oh," Trupp said. "Time to find some clothes." He started down the path in search of a disguise. Cat B, I know what you're thinking of. My grandmother passed 5 weeks before her 95th birthday. I was actually here in Defiance when she passed, and that was when I lived in Virginia. So the good thing is that my mom kind of delayed the funeral until we got back home. So soon Trupp found something very strange standing near tall rows of corn. A large black bird was perched by its head. "Don't be scared," called the bird. "This old scarecrow doesn't scare me because I am a raven." Ever hear of a scare raven?" Croc, awk, 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 he laughed. No, Trump answered, but I must find some clothes to wear so people won't be afraid of me. Well then, use these, the bird replied, pointing his wing at the scarecrow. With the raven's help, Trump struggled into the pants and shirt. He covered his fuzzy white head with the hat. The bird flew away and returned, carrying a towel. He wrapped it around the scarecrow and said, "Don't want him to catch a chill." He lit on Trump's shoulder. "And by the way, I come with the clothes. Call me Croc." "How do you do, Croc? I'm pleased to have you as a companion," Trump replied as he headed for the unnaturally straight path. Oh my God, look at this picture. That's very cute. So Trump dressed up with human clothes. Large boxes on wheels now stood on the path. The raven fluttered aboard one that had an open door. "All aboard," said Croc. "This train will take us fast and far." As Trump stretched to climb up, the pants ripped. A cool breeze tickled his tail. Slowly, the big boxcar began to move with a sound like thunder. As the train picked up speed, the green land went by in a blur. After a long time, the train came to a halt with great screeching and crashing. They were in a gray, quiet place. When Trump leaped to the ground, he howled in pain. A clear, sharp stone had stuck in his foot. "Broken glass," mumbled Croc. "You have to watch out for that stuff here." "Ow, ow, ow!" Trump cried as he picked the sliver out with his claws. In no time, Truck and Croc found very busy streets, crowded with people. The humans rushed past, their shoes clopping on the concrete. Trump was amazed that they all thought he was one of them. "They don't even notice me," cackled Croc. Yes, I was thinking that too, Cat B. "Hi, Canby. How you doing?" Canby has joined us. "Canby, I need to read. You are standing on the book. I can't continue if you're standing on the book. Can I have the book, please? Huh? Can I have the book?" Come on. Hopefully she'll be gone soon. Hey, now she's taking a bath on my book. Hey, can I, excuse me, we don't have all day. Don't you have a wheel to run? Look, I think I hear Brandon. Go and see if Brandon's here. Come on. All right, well, whoa! There we go. She doesn't want me to read. Yes. Would you like to hear me read, Campy? Thirsty and covered with dust, Trump and Croc were delighted to find a pool of water. They drank and took a bath. "Can't you read the sign?" shouted an angry voice. "No swimming in the fountain." A man in stiff blue clothes and shiny black shoes stood glaring at Trump. "Kids these days don't even know how to read. I'll just have to notify the authorities," the man growled as he stomped away. "You must be hot too," said Trupp. "Hello, Polita." Not far from the fountain, a woman in a red hat and a tiny dog with a red bow on its head sat on a bench. The woman was throwing bread on the grass. "What a generous person," Trupp said to Croc as they hungrily snapped up a few pieces. But the woman yelled, "Hey, kid, get out of here. You shouldn't be eating food off the ground. And tell your mama to fix your pants." The little dog snarled, "Ruff." "He sees me," gasped Trupp. "We better run." Trupp and Croc fled back into the streets. Come on, focus. All right, that's probably good enough. But a big woman blocked their path. Well, she said. "I see your kind in town every once in a while. You're one of those cat things." Trupp froze. The person saw who he really was. Looking around for an escape, Trupp noticed the ground glittered with broken glass. The people dwellings were splashed everywhere with brilliant colors. Dark shadows stretched between the tall buildings. Trupp couldn't decide whether to stay or run away. "My name is Bernice," said the woman. "If you go running off, your feet will get even more cut up than they already are. Let me see your paw." Bernice seemed to know Trupp's foot hurt, just as she had known who he was. She hummed slowly as she cleaned the cut on his paw. Then she covered it with a small bandage from a box she had pulled from the cart piled high with her belongings. "Thank you, Bernice," said Trupp. "I'm Trupp." "And I'm Croc," said the raven. "What are you doing here?" Bernice asked. This could be an extremely dangerous place after dark. Lifting Trupp up onto her cart, Bernice said to Croc, "Come on, bird, it's time we get out of here. I'm going to take you to Uptown where you'll be safer." They rolled along the narrow, littered streets. "Almost there," Bernice assured them. "I know several good places to eat and sleep. Canby is back." "Hi. Hey there. How you doing?" Suddenly, a man jumped at them from the shadows. "It's Mad Mo!" Bernice hissed. "He's terribly unpredictable." With a toothless smile and amazing strength, Mad Mo charged the cart and roared, "Going uptown, eh? Well, I'll uptown you!" Trupp, Croc, and everything Bernice owned went flying out into the ground. Terrified, but not hurt, Trupp knew just what to do. He pulled off his disguise and hopped in front of the man. "Hey, you're a cat or something like that," Mad Mo stammered. Trembling, Trupp said, "Please leave us alone, or I may need to use my claws." The man's toothless mouth gaped. He looked at Bernice and gasped. You hear this thing talking? Bernice shrugged. Didn't hear a word. The man clapped his hands over his ears and ran away, ducking as Croc swooped about his head. Yeah, come on. There we go. Trupp dressed and everyone put the cart back in order. Soon they arrived uptown and sat down outside the back door of a restaurant. I love Italian food, Bernice said, and the people who run this place like to share. Passing a tray of garlic bread, Bernice pointed and said, That's spaghetti on the side. They all ate heartily and with style. Belly's full. They went to a park with green grass and lots of trees. My favorite spot, Bernice murmured as they lay drifting to sleep beneath an old soft blanket. Then she chuckled. Funny, isn't it? I wear all of this bright stuff to keep from feeling invisible. When people stare at me, it helps me know that I'm there. But Trump puts on clothes so that he will disappear. Trump sighed. I'm glad you saw me, but I'm getting tired of wearing all these clothes. I want to go home. I know what you mean, Bernice said. Oh, very cute picture here. Look, they're all sleeping. Combi. Camby is my companion here. Early the next morning, Bernice showed Trupp and Croc to the edge of the town. Thank you for not being afraid of me, said Trupp. Thank you for everything. Croc clucked in agreement. Bernice smiled as she pinned the big yellow button from her hat onto Trupp's shirt. Ah, but I should thank you. It's not every day that I get to help someone. And then there's this picture of waving by. And that's the end of Trupp, but there was a page that I skipped. Fuzzheads. These cat-like creatures have a dense coat of soft white fur and crystalline blue eyes. Wait a minute. Doesn't that mean popcorn is a fuzzhead? Is that what it means? Their front feet or hands have opposable thumbs which allow dexterous handling of tools. Although omnivorous, they subsist primarily on fruits and vegetables. The fuzzhead population is estimated to be quite small. Counts are not accurate because of the inaccessibility of these highly secretive beings whose lifespans is rumored to be as long as 200 years. Non-confrontational and peace-loving, they have lived in harmony throughout the millennia with animals humans consider wild. Highly adaptable to a wide range of climatic and geographic conditions, fuzzheads live on every continent of the world. They are exceptionally intelligent and possess highly developed language skills. Although their language is globally uniform and largely unpronounceable to humans, fuzzheads learn all languages with ease. The name fuzzhead is of human origin. It was adopted by humans because of their difficulty understanding the creature's own name for itself. Yes, very good. So I am going to just take a little break and then we're going to read the companion book to this, which is called Little Yao. All right. Hi. You know, one of the things, you kind of look around, you know, I've been coming here on and off for what, 9 years? And you see the memorials around, and you remember these cats. You know, we got Farrah's counter, Mogwai's counter, Zelda's drawer. Over here we got Paw Paul's pens. We added Jane's table, Patty's place. I don't remember June, but we got June's room here. We got Dodger's pen. So I just think that's just wonderful that there's all these touches of cats who have touched a lot of lives while they were here. You know, I don't really know if Putter has memorials, but Putter was basically the spokes cat. Oh, hi! You coming? Look, somebody is. Uh-oh. I think somebody's coming to jump on my back again. Do you see? Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. So you look around and there's so many memorials. I mean, we even have Paul's masterpiece up here, and if you probably don't remember Tall Paul, you know, that's a human memorial. So yeah, it's my cat again. That's right. Alrighty. So the last book, thank you, Packerbacker. It's good to see you too. The last book we're going to read today is Little Yao. And again, this is the same author who wrote Trop, also wrote Stella Luna, also wrote Verdi, and we also read Crickwing a couple weeks ago. So this is called Little Yao. And I'm thinking that this is probably similar. Yeah, it's a fuzzhead tale. So definitely related. Oh, Fuzzhead, where did you go? Nope, she left me again. I'm feeling used. Today was the day of the big test. Little Yao had studied hard, collecting all the plants she needed to make. Fever gone, nose ease, and open ear. I'll mix these herbs faster and better than any of the other apprentice trowel has known, she vowed. Then the wise ones will invite me to the mountains to teach me the great secrets. She trotted into the medicine cave, eager to begin. Trowel, her teacher, was waiting. Please make a bowl of ache no more, he said. Little Yao gulped. Ache no more? She squeaked. I studied everything except ache no more. She fumbled about, plucking at dried leaves and shuffling trays of bark and seeds. One bowl of ache no more coming up, she fibbed. I wonder which book was first, Trop or Little Yao? She hastily sprinkled this and that into the mixing bowl, then reached for the water pitcher. Her elbow knocked the bowl into the stone floor, where it shattered into tiny pieces. Trowel frowned. Stop, he ordered. You are unprepared. One must not waste precious plants to save one's pride. Little Yao crawled around, trying to sweep up the broken bowl. I am very sorry, she gasped. she gasped. She ran out of the medicine cave, her face hot with shame. The wise ones will never take me to the mountains now. How she wished Trupp would come back. Hey, Trupp. He had been gone for a very long time on a journey, and little Yao missed him terribly. Today, like every day, she traveled down the steep, narrow path to the old riverbed, hoping to be the first to welcome her best friend home. Climbing to the highest point, little Yao scanned the red rock maze, and there was Trupp. He lay far below in the canyon, asleep on the warm boulders. Little Yao hopped from ledge to ledge and scrambled to his side. "Welcome home," she cheered, but Trupp didn't move. "Trupp, wake up!" There were dark circles under his eyes. Little Yao raced faster than she had ever run in her life back to the medicine cave, calling for others to carry Trupp back to the village. Mao and Trow reached Trupp in record time. Trow carefully looked him over and said, "He's not asleep. He's been poisoned." Mao gently gathered Trupp into his arms and ran back to the village on his hind legs. Oh, God. Oh, I'm never going to get that. In minutes, everyone in the village gathered at the medicine cave. Trow covered Trupp with a healing quilt while he gave little Yao directions. Her paws shook as she whipped up a bowl of fever gone. She felt lucky that she had studied that one. This was no time to fail again. All was quiet as Trow slowly placed a few drops of the green syrup under Trupp's tongue. "This will help him fight the poison," Trupp informed the others. A few began to hum a healing song. Soon all joined in, surrounding Trupp with soft, comforting melody. As afternoon crept into the cave, Trupp wasn't getting better. Trow and little Yao kept mixing, hoping that they would find the right formula. But Trump's nose had turned blue, and that is not a good sign. Uh-oh, my cat's back. Hey. Oh. Hello, Cyrix. Asha has entered the facilities. You're going to see Asha now. There she is. Trow leaned toward Yao and said quietly, "It's my turn to flunk now. We need help." Then he boldly announced, "We must call the elders. Mao, Rao, to the great arch." Rao and Mao followed Trow, and the three quickly scaled the great arch, the high place where their voices could be heard by the wise ones. They each took a deep breath and sang out a long, continuous tone. Each sound was different, but they blended into a beautiful harmony that lifted through the darkening skies over the Red Rock village and up into the mountains. Little Yao listened to the calling song. She loved the wise ones and was eager to see them. They so rarely came down from their mysterious forest world. Somehow, they always knew what to do. Yao marveled as she pulled the healing quilt up around Trupp. "What'll it be, kids?" said a gravelly voice. Trow, Ral, and Mal jumped and nearly toppled off the great arch. "How did you do that?" they gasped, and ran to hug Rawl, Rupp, and Earp. The wise ones were the oldest fuzzheads of all. They were a bit scrawny, and their coats were patchy, unlike their thick fur coats of the younger ones. They smelled like musty leaves in a forest floor, but none of the young ones cared. Earp always wore sweet-scented plants behind each ear, so she smelled the best. "We must hurry," urged Trow. "It's Trupp. He's been poisoned." They all rushed back to the medicine cave. Little Yal ran out to meet them and pulled them inside. "Let's take a look," said Earp, as the wise ones gathered closely around their young patient. "This seems familiar," whispered Ral. He was the oldest and had seen the most. He gazed into the little one's face and carefully touched Trupp's blue nose. Then he buried his face in Trupp's very forehead, took a deep breath, and jumped back, sneezing violently. Blinking through teary eyes, he said, "I remember now. It's poison from the human garden. The last time this happened, we used thumbfoot leaf as a cure. It's a vine that has a footprint pattern on its leaves. It is very rare and hard to find. Yes, I'm Billy Claus." "I've seen it before," Little Yal burst out, trying not to jump around like a foolish cub. "I know where it is." "Lead the way," Ral said. Ral waved his paw toward the cave door, then looked at Trow and said, "You must bathe him immediately. We will return soon." Little Yal streaked out of the cave, and she and the wise ones vanished into the night. On the dark trail, the healing song in the village grew faint. So as she ran, Yal began to hum the song herself. "Hello, London girl. Thank you." "I swear this is the place," howled Little Yal. "They covered it," groaned Earp. "Whatever's left of the thumbfoot plant is under this smooth black rock." Yal threw herself down, clawing at the hard surface. "It's here! I know it is!" she wailed. Ral swept her up and into his arms and sighed, "We have to keep looking." "But where?" said Earp. "Everywhere," said Ral. "We'll search day and night. You saw that blue nose. There isn't much time." "It's dangerous here. There are too many humans around," said Rupp. "We must find human clothes to disguise ourselves." "What about that human village we passed on the way here?" suggested Earp. And as you can see, it's all black topped over. They set off. Yal had never run so fast or so far in her life, and soon her ribs hurt. Just when she thought she couldn't go any further, they reached the village. Uh-oh, here comes Popcorn. "Why are human paths so smooth and flat? Is that a glass window? That's a car, right?" Little Yal babbled. "Are those plants buried under this village?" "Shh," Earp hushed. Then she whispered, "Because they trip easily. Yes, and probably." Sports team, London girl. From Philadelphia. That's where I'm from. Football team or American football team. They moved silently near the buildings, pacing up and down each street. Look, Rupp said. I can't believe what I see. There, under a dark, dim light, was a table piled with clothes in front of a darkened laundromat. They darted over, grabbing whatever was nearest. Hiding in an alley, they struggled into their disguises. I don't know how people could stand to wear this stuff, Irm grunted as she dressed. Rupp hopped around on one leg, trying to pull up his pants. Little Yao had never worn human clothes before, and Rao helped her tug a shirt over her head. We have to go separate ways, said Rao, and we've got to move fast. But remember, stay on your hind legs. We're supposed to be humans now. Then he turned to Yao. We will let you search alone, but you must be very careful. And try not to talk, said Irm. I trust you have studied the human phase book. Use that if it gets stuck. Easy as pie, said little Yao. I hope we find the Thumbfoot soon, Rupp hissed. These boots are killing my feet. The search was not easy. It seemed that everywhere plants grew, humans were there. The early morning light made it hard to avoid being seen. Raoul saw some promising shrubs and had to walk right past some people eating breakfast. Good morning, one said. Morning, have a good one, Raoul replied in his best human voice. He hurried by and glanced through the bushes. Juniper, cactus, sage, but no Thumbfoot. Raoul moved on. Irm ducked into the canyon. She crept about on all fours, clawing through the thick bushes. A loud rustling startled her. Then a gigantic dog burst through the thicket, barking and snarling. Irm froze. Lobo, get back here, you lummox! A man yelled. Lobo stayed put, barking wildly. Oh, sorry, ma'am. He isn't normally like this, the man said apologetically. No problemo, chirped Irm, trying to sound natural. The man grabbed the dog by the collar and dragged him away. Irm frantically kept up her search. It has to be here somewhere. I know Thumbfoot often grows in the shade of evergreens, Rupp thought, and that spot over there looks just right. He tiptoed past a large house with wheels. A cat smiled at him through the window. Rupp muttered as he rummaged through the foliage, We have got to find that Thumbfoot. What? Said a tiny voice. Rupp whirled and saw a small human girl staring at him. Oh, thank you, Tina. Good night. Have a good night. Oh, Dumbfoot, Rupp stammered. I stepped on my dumb foot. Oh, she giggled. And don't you hate it when you accidentally poke your eye with your own finger? Yeah, especially that. See you later, alligator, Rupp said as he hopped away. Little Yao looked out over the land dotted with bright human dwellings. They looked like little caves made of colorful floppy material. The wise ones are counting on me to find Thumbfoot, but I see nothing except human villages. All Yao could do was worry about Trupp. She softly hummed the healing song. A cool wind blew, and little Yao's nose twitched. She thought she smelled the bitter scent of Thumbfoot and followed her nose. She had to walk near the humans to stay on track. "Hello, dearie," a voice came from a blue cave. "Looking for your mom?" No, I'm fine and dandy," replied Little Yell as she hurried by. She was glad that she studied the tattered old human phase book Trow had given her. Little Yao nervously searched the human village, her nose telling her that Thumbfoot Plant was very near. Then, finally, she saw it. The plant's leaves stuck out from the edge of an orange, floppy cave. Most of it was flattened, but it was still alive. As quickly as she could, Little Yao snuck up the cave and quickly dug up the squashed Thumbfoot, roots and all. With trembling paws, she put it in her backpack and ran full speed toward home, not even wondering where the wise ones were. Oh, we got another kitty up here. I don't know who you are. I think you might be Eggs or Wuzzy or Fuzzy or Wuzzy. So here she's running home, Little Yao. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you, Ms. M. Steelers fan, no. Well, I was born and raised in Philadelphia, so I gotta support the local team. Hang on, Trump, we have Thumbfoot, Little Yao panted as she burst into the medicine cave. Earp, Rupp, and Hal followed. They always knew where they were needed. Little Yao unpacked the plant, plopped it into a pot, and added water. Ral and Trow went immediately to work, cutting leaves and mixing them into a bowl of rain. Little Yao watched closely, memorizing Ral's Thumbfoot cure. Yeah, well, actually, Empower, when I say water, you can still hear it. People used to tell me, "Hey, can you say that word water?" And I pronounce it Wooder, like most Philadelphians. So, Earp gently propped Trupp up in her lap. Even his tongue was blue now. "This will taste just hideous, but you will feel better in a snap," Earp whispered in his ear. Trow gently put a few drops of the Thumbfoot brew into Trupp's mouth. Everyone watched and waited, and waited, and waited. "Hello, Marek." "His eyes are moving," whispered Little Yao. She looked closer. "Now they're open," she yelled and spun about the cave, dancing with glee. "And his nose is turning pink," said Meow. Earp rocked Trupp's staring body. "He's going to be all right," she purred. Little Yao whirled and twirled like a tiny tornado. She danced as the healing song soared into a song of joy. Trupp's bleary eyes caught sight of his wild little friend, and he laughed softly before he drifted off to sleep. We're almost done this book. The next day, as the Wide Ones prepared to go home to the mountains, the whole village came out to say goodbye. Little Yao helped Trupp wobble out of the medicine cave. The elders each gave Trupp a lick of the top of their head with their dry old tongues. "Take this and plant it nearby," Rupp said as he gently handed Trupp the Thumbfoot plant. "We will require this more than ever, and we can't be going on a panicked hunt whenever we are in need." "Hello, Dewey." And then Ralph said something that made Yal and Trupp stare at him in shock. Little Yal, we think you're ready to come with us to the mountains. Little Yal glanced at Trupp and asked, I am? But I need to help Trupp. Trupp needs to stay here and recover and start the Thumbfoot Garden. Trow will take very good care of him, said Ear. You have a whole forest of new plants to meet. Little Yal rushed to Trupp, wrapping her arms tightly around him. Will I ever come back? When the desert flowers bloom, answered Earp. That sounded like a very long time to little Yal, and she held her friend even tighter. The wise ones touched foreheads with the others and gracefully lopped off towards the mountains. They were not fond of long goodbyes. When the elders ask you to go, you go, whispered Trupp. They won't ask again. Little Yal loosened her grip and gazed at him. When the flowers bloom, I will be back, she said. I promise. Then little Yal ran after the wise ones, ready to follow her wildest dreams. So that's the end of that book. And we got at the end of story time for me for today. So we will be back next week. I don't know if I'm going to do it this next week or the week after, but we will have a bunch of Christmas story time where we're gonna hear some kitty stuff. So that's here she goes. Oh, she didn't notice me. Whew. I thought she was going to jump on my back. Then I have to just take her home, you know. So good night, everybody. It's every Wednesday night at 7:30, DeWitty. 7:30 Eastern Time. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Mike. Good night, Power, London, Norma. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ms. M. I appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle. And I will see everybody next week. Popcorn's right here. Popcorn is now in the pineapple bed. But I have a feeling that she's not ready to go to sleep yet. All right. Good night. Good night, Pania. Good night, John Boy.